The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, the member would have Canadians believe that they've never had it so good.
Yes.
If that were true, then we wouldn't have 1.5 million visits to the food bank in a single month in Canada. That's a 35% increase since 2019. This is after $500 billion of inflationary spending bid up the cost of goods, and new taxes on farmers has made food more expensive. Now their plan is to triple the carbon tax. Will they reverse that plan so that Canadians can afford to eat?
The Honourable Minister for Families.
Mr. Speaker, there is a very clear difference on this side of the House in terms of what we are doing to support Canadians. Since we were elected in 2015, Mr. Speaker, 1.3 million Canadians have been lifted out of poverty, and that includes over 450,000 children, Mr. Speaker. We will not take any lessons from the Conservatives who are looking to cut benefits, who are voting against supporting Canadians, and who today actually have an opportunity to do the right thing if they care about Canadian families and vote to support dental and rental support.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
When the Prime Minister spent $6,000 for one hotel room per night in London, and then spent that evening singing up a storm and partying in that fancy hotel lobby, it was really an analogy for his whole government. A $500 billion party with other people's money, and Canadians got the hangover. 1.5 million visits in 1 month to the food bank. The fastest rising interest rates in 30 years. Fastest inflation in 4 decades. When will the government realize that Canadians are out of money and the party's over?
The Honourable Minister for Families.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition seems to have amnesia, because over the past 2.5 years, it has been this government that has supported Canadians in their darkest hour. Mr. Speaker, we supported 9 million Canadians with the Canada Emergency Response Benefit. Mr. Speaker, we supported millions of Canadians with the Canada Emergency Wage Supports. And Mr. Speaker, we have supported thousands of businesses and organizations with the CEBA. Mr. Speaker, I only can imagine that the Leader of the Opposition is suggesting that we would have not done that and we would have seen a tank in our economy. Mr. Speaker, we did not do that. We will not take any lessons from them, and we will continue to support Canadians.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
No, they had a big party with other people's money. The only problem is most people weren't invited to the party. The We Charity was invited. They got $500 million. The Arrive scam contractors were invited. They got millions of dollars of contracts, in many cases to do no work, and many of the dollars are still unaccounted for. Of course, other Liberal insiders got the money. Of course, even prisoners got CERB checks. That's how they racked up $500 billion in inflationary deficits that have bid up the cost of the goods we buy and the interest we pay. Again, will they realize that the money's out and the party's over?